We're back here under the carport, and I've just got back from filming the Halloween video, which was pretty good actually, to be fair. So I hope you, for those of you that are going to watch it, I hope you enjoy it. And yeah, it was a cool place to go. Just a quick one. It's winter time now. It's quickly getting into winter and the temperatures dropping, so a few people, particularly my mate Rob from Rob and Dub, have asked me about the diesel heater install and what I've got in the van to keep warm. So this is going to be a very quick video. While I'm doing a little bit of housekeeping, a bit of a tidy up in the van, I'm going to take the cushions out, take some of the bed out and show you the diesel heater. And I didn't do an install video on it because I know there's loads on there, but a few of you have asked. So let's go and have a look. Anyway, I'm going to jump down because you probably see that I'm way up high. So let me just jump down into the van a bit. Oh, there we go. Right. So going to have a bit of a clear out. Those of you who haven't seen my new cushions, these are the new cushions. And I've even put little buttons on them. Well impressed. So let's have a bit of a clear out and get to the diesel heater, and I'll show you what we've got. Right, that's made a bit of room for us to have a look at this diesel heater now. So I've just taken the bed out, thrown the mattress up on the roof, and just thrown that over there just so we can see what we're doing. Sorry, make you dizzy by spinning this camera around. Excuse the mess. Just said we just got back from doing the Halloween video, so still need to do some tidying up. So this is the diesel heater that we've got. So it's an all-in-one jobby, and it sits under the bed. Was sitting under the bit where I was sleeping, where my head was here, but I was getting the faint whiff of diesel, and I found out that I was waking up in the morning with a slight headache. Didn't think that was a good idea, so I'm actually going to box it in now and sleep with my head this end rather than this end. I also decided to put it down this end of the van because I thought it would be easier just to have the exhaust bit coming out and the air filter down under here, and the actual floor, I just dropped the spare tyre from under here, which gave me more room to work, and the floor was so thin it was just easier to drill a hole through for the exhaust and the air filter pipes, which are just under there. Anyway, and yes, I know there's some people going to go, good God, Rick, they're touching wood. They're not touching wood, they're touching bare metal. Bear with. So you do have to have two holes drilled into the floor of the van, and that's one for the air filter and two for the exhaust pipe. The exhaust pipe can get extremely hot, so it is advisable to get either a turret plate to go underneath the diesel heater or a metal plate, and make sure that if you've got plywood down or any sort of flooring down in your van, it's very important that you make sure that you cut a hole bigger than the actual pipe itself, so you allow the heat to sort of dissipate away, so it doesn't catch fire, because it is known that there's been fires caused to people not cutting the holes right and letting things touch that hot pipe, and I'm telling you now, if you haven't got a diesel heater, these exhaust pipes get red hot. So let's just take you down to the floor and I'll show you the holes that I've made. I don't know if you can see these. Right, that's a bit better. So as you can see there, that pipe that you're looking at directly in front of you now, that's the exhaust pipe. You can see that goes through a metal plate that I made up, and then that goes through a hole straight through. You can just about make it out there into the bottom of the van. Now the hole's bigger than the pipe, as I said, and the wood has been cut well away. Now some of you are going to say, no, that's a fire hazard, you need a turret plate, etc, etc. It's not. I've tested it, I've used this many times, and that metal plate doesn't even get hot that pipe's going through, so it's absolutely fine. And this pipe here, that's the air filter. Again, excuse that red mess, that's just purely the red oxide that we sprayed just to stop any rust, but that's the air filter pipe, and that goes out underneath the van as well. Now, some people say that you need to have the air filter far away from the exhaust as possible. Well, actually, if you look at the manufacturer's sort of instructions. It doesn't actually say. It just says it's got to be like sort of, you know, a foot away and at max. But I have got mine one side of the van and the other side of the van, just to be safe. Because what I didn't want was the air filter sucking in the exhaust fumes and pumping it back in inside. But you can be assured that doesn't happen. So moving round to the back of the diesel heater, I know this isn't exactly an install video because it's already installed, but it shows you how it's been installed. Moving round to the back of the diesel heater, you can see down there, you've got the positive and negative wires. Now they just run all the way along there, over to my fuse board, which is down there, where the leisure battery is and the cut-off switch. Now let me show you underneath the van exactly where everything's laid out. So there's the air filter. That's situated just behind the rear wheel and the exhaust. Literally just comes straight out the floor, straight round, and then that's tied up under there. So you can see literally the pipe comes straight through and then down, and that's tucked out the way, and that's solid on there. That's not going anywhere. The exhaust was another story. That's the other side. There you can see it just here. The pipe runs. I had to buy an extension for the pipe, but that runs all the way along here and goes up there into the van there. I think you can just about make out the hole. I did have to drop the spare wheel, so if you've got a Doblo, just drop the spare wheel by using the release mechanism just there. Drop the spare wheel out completely out of the way, and then that just gives you a nice big area to work with. So my first tip, anyone installing one of these all-in-one heaters, I found this a lot easier to use because it's pretty much plug and play. It's just a box. You just drop it down, screw it to the floor, run the pipes through, hook it up to the battery. Job is a good one. However, there's a couple of tips that I would strongly recommend. One, cut the holes in the floor first, obviously, and then once you've done that, attach the pipes to the actual heater itself first, and then what you can do is, it might take two people, unless you're pretty good at putting the pipe in the hole. Basically, just get your heater with the pipes attached, and just slowly lower the pipes through the hole, and then just drop the heater down into position. And then just find a suitable place just to tie the air filter and the exhaust pipe up underneath the van. It's really that simple. Once that's all down and you're happy with where it's situated, most of these heaters come with a section where you can screw them down. So I've just bolted mine down to the floor. It's not going anywhere, and then you can just attach your outlet where the heat comes from to the front. And then find yourself a place. I just literally leave mine just sitting underneath the bed like that. It's out of the way, and it just, yeah. Or you don't even need these pipes really. It's just if you wanted to run it, further away. But you could just leave it like that. It's absolutely fine. It doesn't matter. You just got to be careful not to let anything get in there, because these elements get really, really hot. So I would recommend leaving this on and just doing what I've done. You could even just cut it shorter and just put the end on. Just leave it like that, and it heats up the underneath of the bed, makes the bed nice and toasty warm. And you can see on my little control panel up here that this is the little remote that comes with the heater, and you just hold that down for like 2 or 3 seconds and the heater will come on, and then you can choose the power settings. I think that goes up to from level 1 to 8 or 9. I literally, because of the tiny van, I only need this on level 1. Yeah, does it take any power out the battery? Yeah, the battery power does drop significantly when it's just fired up, when you can hear the tick 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 of the fuel pump going. But after a while, once it's heated up and you turn the level down, the heat, the power down slightly, you can see on my monitor that the battery power starts creeping back up again, because it basically just runs itself, hence being a diesel heater. Another tip, don't be a twat and do what I've done. My bed slats go across here, in there and in there. So how do I fill that up with diesel? Well, you can see the diesel level there. I've had this in for over a year, and my diesel was up here, and I've used this an awful lot. So These things hardly use any diesel, which I think is brilliant. And I have it on probably, don't know, 20 minutes at a time on a 24-hour period. Well, say at night time, I have it on for 20 minutes before bed, 20 minutes before I get up, and that's it. So I don't really use a lot of diesel anyway. But if I did need to top it up, then I'd just need to pull the bed out, which would free this area up, and I could quite easily get to the, he says, move that out of the way, quite easily get to the tank like that. Now, there is one more thing. Do not spill any diesel when you fill it up. It stinks and it takes forever to get out your van. I did it, and I spilt a little bit just around here when I did it, and I was smelling diesel for ages, and it stuck. Maybe that's what I could smell that was giving me the headaches. But yeah, just do your cap up dead tight, and don't spill any diesel. Use a funnel if you have to. It's not fun, believe me. So there you go, a little whistle stop tour of how I installed my diesel heater. I could, yes, all right, I could have unscrewed the whole thing and pretended that I was just going to reinstall it, but I really couldn't be bothered because I'd have to get underneath the van and unscrew everything, and I just couldn't be bothered. But you get the gist of it. That's how it goes in. That's how I've done it. You might choose different location in your vans, so therefore can't help you, sorry, because I've done it there. But what I would say is that is a great spot to put it, because that's where I found easier to get underneath the van, because you can remove the spare wheel and there's a big area to work with. Another tip, make sure your exhaust pipe's away from the spare wheel, because you don't want to start burning that, because you'll get one, a horrible smell, and then two, well, some people like the smell of burning rubber. I did when I was 17, but yeah, just to keep that exhaust pipe away from that spare wheel. If you're going to put it down behind the driver's seat, for example, which is where I've got my electrics and where I've got my my little mini fridge, what would I say to do there? Yeah, good luck. Sorry. No, in all seriousness, there's loads of space under there. Should we go and have a look? Let's go and have a look. Yeah, let's go. Let's jump down and go and have a little nosy, see what room we've got, because I actually didn't have a look, because I knew exactly where I wanted to put it. Oh, there's loads of room. That'd be a great spot. So that's kind of... No, it's not. Let's move down a bit. Well, that section there looks pretty flat. I reckon you could get a couple of holes in there. It's nowhere near the chassis. That was nowhere near the chassis. That was just sort of like just down under there. So that would be a perfect spot, actually, to be fair. But I didn't look at that because I knew exactly where I wanted to put it, and that was at the back of the van anyway. So right, that's it. Video over. Time to put this van back together and give it that tidy up that it desperately needs, because it's an absolute tip. Like I said, Halloween videos coming up. Well, it's been filmed, it's done, it's in the can, as they say, and I'll be releasing that obviously at Halloween because it's a Halloween video. But yeah, it's brilliant, really good, and I spent a lot of time filming this, so I hope you enjoyed it. Any tips, comments or negative feedback, let me know in the comments box down below. If they're negative, I won't respond. If they're positive, I will. How about that? Yeah, and we'll see you very soon. If you haven't already subscribed, consider doing so, please. Be very grateful. We're nearly at 500. We're nearly at 500. I'm hoping this Halloween video will get me there. And see you in a couple of weeks. A week and a half. Where are we today? 20th? No, 18th. So, yeah, see you in a couple of weeks. Bye.